From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and you guys said welcome to another fantastic episode of Casper College Coach Show. Joining us in the studio, we have Coach Ben.
Always a pleasure to be here with Tommy.
Hey, I mean, we enjoy it. We talk soccer, we talk shop, we love it.
Yep.
And fans, hopefully you're loving it too, because we had a pretty good result this past weekend.
We had a great weekend, yep. 4-game winning streak, right, rolling into the bye week. Yep, off to a great start in region play.
Awesome, yeah. Records 4-0-2. I feel like things are kind of working out for you. There was a little rough patch there with some of those, ties and then kind of working things out. But
early season jitters, right? And so just continue to give the players the information and kind of get them better ideas of kind of what we're looking for as a coaching staff, and then let them go execute. And that's what they did the past 4 games.
And this is exactly how I feel about the women's team. You've got the pieces there. You've got the talent. You've got an amazing team. Just how they kind of work together and kind of put your game plan into practice. And I feel like now that it's a little bit, it's not necessarily mid-season yet, but it's close.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hey, you're kind of getting there.
Yeah, they're starting to understand kind of what we want and when we want it, and the how and the why. So it's fun group of guys right now. So
definitely not a figment of the fact that they are doing a better job, and you can see the growth, and it's just like, ooh, I'm excited.
Yep.
So let's talk about it. Since we had such a great weekend. We're playing at Kelly Walsh. You had LCCC come in. You win 3-1. And, I mean, this is a team that beat you last year.
Yep, LCCC beat us last year. They've kind of been they're always a competitive team. Fernando's got a group of guys every year that plays hard, big, strong, physical guys. And so we kind of knew coming in that it was going to be a battle, and it was a battle. And then we got that early goal against LCCC, and that really kind of set the tone for us. Roy scores the first goal. I think it was 5 or 10 minutes into the game. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But anyway, Roy got the first goal, and it was a big goal for us to kind of get the momentum going. And that gave Roy 5 goals in 5 games. And so he's on fire in terms of scoring goals. And so Roy, buries the first chance that he gets, he buries it. And that kind of set the tone, for the rest of the game. I thought the guys played very well.
I mean, so what then would you say was your favorite moment from that game?
I think we were able to play a bunch of guys, and so obviously, we're winning 3-0, and so with 20 minutes left in the game, we start getting some guys in that maybe didn't get to play. I can't remember the exact numbers, but we played like 19 or 20 guys that game.
Wow.
And so we got 19 or 20 guys into the game against LCCC. Obviously, you're winning 3-0, and then we give up a goal kind of late in the game to make it 3-1 to LCCC, but you got one eye on Saturday, right? And so as a coach, like you can't say that to your players necessarily, but they all know. They know, like, hey, the next day we're playing Western Nebraska, and they won the region last year. Mm-hmm. And so, so being able to pull some guys and give them some rest before Saturday's game, I think was important for us. And so we were able to do that at the end of LCCC. So overall, the guys were just bought in. They're just super excited to play and get 3 points, and great crowd. Friday night, it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, how was it playing under the lights?
Yeah, it was cool. Just playing, having an opportunity to play under the lights. Had a bunch of people there. It was tons of fun.
Yeah, it's just, think about high school, with football, they can play under the lights.
Yeah, Friday night lights.
Now with Casper College soccer, cool. Friday night lights is soccer underneath the lights. And yeah, having that crowd there. Granted, so I was talking to my wife as I was watching this game, and she's saying, yeah, normally there's that crowd, but with our field, they're kind of more stretched out, right, and kind of all over the place. But with this one, it's a little bit more concentrated. You're able to see, yeah, we do get a pretty decent crowd.
We had a great crowd. We had a great crowd Friday night. Obviously the girls team is very well supported, right? And so the parents from the girls team, they all show up and play. And so it was nice to have the crossover, right? We call it. And so the crossover fans were there. It was great. The atmosphere was good. I had a ton of people, message me after the game. Hey, great job. Hey, coach, great job. Love to watch you guys, win, Friday night. And then that crowd carried over to Saturday. Quick turnaround, right? And so we don't love that. And so we play Friday at 6:30, and then we turn on Saturday and play at 3, and so that is less than 24 hours, and we don't love that as a group of players or coaches. But again, when the going gets tough, you make it work. So that's what we did.
You definitely made it work, because once again, not a figment of my imagination here, you end up winning 5-2. And before we talk more about it, let's talk Justin Gobukaran.
Yeah,
hat trick in 15 minutes. Only the second one in Casper College men's soccer history.
Yep.
Roy is a little disappointed because he told me he was going to get a hat trick first.
Roy might. Roy's got potential to do that. He definitely has potential.
But Justin just goes off.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Yuto Hatayama, who's an All-American for us in 2023, he got the first hat trick in Casper College history. And what's cool about Justin's hat trick was like we needed all three of those goals, right? And so sometimes you see players all over the U.S., college players all over the U.S., they get a hat trick, but in a game that was, 8-0. Or 10-0, right? And so like that, there's a hat trick necessarily needed. No, Justin scored 3 goals in the first 15 minutes against Western Nebraska, and one of them was completely 100% his focus and his effort got him a goal, and then the other 2 were really nice team goals, where we were able to connect some passes. He put Justin in position to score goals, and he's obviously very good at scoring goals. We knew it was coming at some point. I didn't know it would be 3 and 15, but Coach Mullins, our second assistant or volunteer coach, he's been saying it's coming for Justin, because we see it in practice every day, right? Every day in practice, Justin's burying goals, and so we knew it was just a matter of time. So obviously he shows up, Western Nebraska, he's in the groove, scores 3 in 15 minutes, and that set the tone. Right, that set the tone for us to get the big win on Saturday. We scored some really good goals over the weekend where the ball was buzzing around. And then we love tap-in goals. Tap-in goals are great goals. Yeah. We'll take any goal, obviously, but we love tap-in goals. And so when players are scoring tap-ins, that means the ball was buzzing. So super fun.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Justin's first goal. I mean, that one, definitely was all, he was putting pressure,
Justin,
took it away from the keeper, turns around, nails it in the back of the net. Oh, man, what a goal that was. And then just, some of those, even from the left side, just inside the 18, crashes it in the near side goal. On the near side post. It just,
3 chances, 3 goals. You love that from your center forward, right? So
definitely
we've talked about it in the past, like, hey, we're going to get opportunities. Can we finish them? And we finished them on Saturday.
Definitely finished them. And it was cool to see. If I remember correctly, Brenton Butler was one of those that got a tap-in goal, right?
Checo got one, and Hetty got one. Nate Dumar got one at the end of the game, and so that was a big game. We can talk about Nate for a second. Nate's coming on here, like he's a guy that's second goal now, and as a freshman, and he's starting to figure out the speed of play, the physicality. He's an active player, and I told him, I said, it's one thing for us to throw you on there for your energy, like, hey Nate, go run yourself out of the game, but it's another thing when we throw you on there and then you run yourself out of the game and score a goal, right? And so
game changer, right?
Yeah, Nate's coming into form and super excited about what he's gonna do, not only the rest of this year, but then obviously like his sophomore year, Nate will be ready to go, right? So super fun. Hetty had a great game Saturday. I think he had 3 assists on Saturday, right? And so like Hetty is a dangerous player, and his work ethic and his maturity has been awesome. When we were up in Montana, I got after him a little bit in Montana saying, hey, Hetty, like, you're a special player, but we need more from you. And so we kind of challenged him up at the scrimmages in I guess that was a month ago now, all right? And a month ago up in Montana, I challenged Hetty and said, hey, we need more. And he's responded, right? Hetty's responded to that challenge. And as a coach, like, we love that, right? So, it was overall a great weekend.
So I hate to bring it down. You end up winning 5-2, yes. But at halftime, you're going into halftime 3-2.
3-2. Yeah, let's talk about
goals.
that.
Let's talk about these.
As a coach, like, this is something that we will continue to talk to our team about. We want them to show some maturity. And so what happened was, we scored those 3 goals in 15 minutes. We felt like the next 10 or 15 minutes, like, we were pretty, I don't want to say casual. We were complacent, right? And so maybe it's just a figment of my imagination, but I felt like we just kind of controlled the game casually for 10 or 15 minutes there. And then we had about 10 minutes before halftime where we were just not a very disciplined team. We were not as organized as what we needed to be, and the communication fell off. You hit that 3-0 and you think, oh, we'll just coast through this game. Right? And say, hey guys, I still a lot of soccer to be played, in this 90-minute game. And so we give up the 2 goals before halftime, so that was frustrating. And so at halftime, I got after my guys. Like at halftime, like, hey guys, this isn't good enough, right? We're trying to win championships, and if you want to win a championship, you can't have these moments of lapses, right? Moments of lack of concentration or lack of discipline. So I got after him at halftime. Second half comes back. Justin plays it across to Hetty. I think it was Hetty. My mind, we scored a bunch of goals this weekend, but I think it was Hetty. And so Justin heads the ball down, runs through, crosses it over to Hetty, and Hetty scores a tap-in goal. And that made it 4-2. And so at that point, you feel pretty comfortable as a coach, like, okay. And we talk about it. in almost every game, like at halftime, the next goal dictates the game, right? So 0-0, you score a goal, like that changes the game. You know, you're winning 1-0, you score another goal, it's 2-0, right? And so like oftentimes at halftime, part of the halftime speech that I'm giving these guys is like the next goal dictates the game. And so 3-2 at halftime, Justin has an assist after his hat trick. He has an assist.
Goodness.
And Hetty scores on the back post there, and that made it 4-2. And then you feel really good. Nate Dumar comes in, bangs in another one a few minutes later. A really good goal from Nate.
Yeah, that was off of a rebound too.
We loved the reaction. He reacted faster than anybody else, right? And so we love that from our players. You know, and then the game ends 5-2. So those are things we can work on. It wasn't a perfect weekend,
right,
but we did get 6 points, and we're 2-0 in region play, and now we get to roll forward.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite phrases that you say and yelling at your team the whole time is win the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, win the next 5 minutes.
Because, I mean, that manages to a little chunk. So, you've got a 90-minute match, but it's like, hey, if you win this 5, well, okay, you're 5 minutes closer to winning.
That's
okay,
right.
Win the next 5. And so I just really like that philosophy that you have.
Yeah, we talk about that quite a bit at practice, even just 5-minute chunks, right? Be great for the next 5 minutes. And then after that 5 minutes, be great for the next 5 minutes. And then the next thing you know, you put together a 90-minute game and you beat people.
Yeah.
And we like beating people.
I like it when we beat people too. It makes my job a little bit easier, makes us a little bit happier in the studio. So they would have to be like, "Well, what happened there?"
Tom's
man?
our biggest critic. Okay,
it's true. I mean, I gotta watch him, right?
It is not a figment of my imagination. It is true.
I just love them so much. All right, that it's like, hey, why aren't
we appreciate your support? We appreciate your support.
I just know the talent they have on this team. I know the greatness that this team can be.
Yep.
So it's like when they're not doing what I think they should be doing, it's like, bet.
I got to shout out Sean West. Sean West played 75 minutes on Friday, turned around and played 90 minutes on Saturday.
Wow.
And so Sean is super fit, super active, connecting a bunch of passes. You know, he's a very good player for us. He is doing all the right things. And so same thing, he's another player that we challenged a couple weeks ago. Sean, we need a little more from you. Right, and he is, even though it's not showing up on the score sheet necessarily, but his game has risen. And so overall, that's what we're doing. We're challenging these players to give us more so we can continue to build towards the peak, right?
Yeah.
Peak at the right time.
Sean West, just talking about, since we're talking about it, I'm just thinking about it because last year, right? So he's a sophomore this year, didn't start last year. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know how it happened. You might have given him a chance. He might have been winning.
In the spring,
or
I think he had a good spring. And he started a few games for us last year. Not a few.
He did.
A few, yeah. He started... No,
I think it was 7
we played
games.
Iowa Western last year, and they won the national championship.
Yeah.
And our right back at the time got a yellow card. And generally, like when a guy gets a yellow card, like we shut him down. And because we don't want him to pick up a second yellow, because that means they potentially could make the team play down a man, and then they miss the next game. And so we are very cautious, and we pride ourselves as a program of being deep enough that it doesn't matter. So last year, Sean's freshman year against Iowa Western, our right back got a yellow card 13 minutes into the game. Sean steps on, plays 77 minutes of really clean soccer, really active game. We lose that game 3-2. He played great. And so that was kind of like the aha moment for the coaching staff, where we're like, hey, this guy is good enough for us to win championships. And now this year he's slid in the starting lineup. He had a great spring. And now as a sophomore, he's in the starting lineup, doing very well for us. So.
Like I said, you've got the talent. We got
a good group.
Got the talent.
We love our group of guys.
So you're off this week.
Into the bye week. Yep. So we got a plan. We're bye week this weekend, and then next week it's in Riverton and Powell to play Central and Northwest. Northwest is now 12th in the nation. They do play this weekend, so Northwest plays this weekend. When we're off, they play a couple games. But we've kind of got a plan in place to get us from now, through the next 10 days or so until we play again.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the hardest part as a coach, is to make sure that we don't lose this energy that we've built as a group of guys.
Yeah, I know, especially for you, anytime there's a bye week, it's like, oh, well, how do you keep that momentum? How do you build it back up? And especially, you mentioned Northwest. I mean, they've come out of nowhere. Like, they're always tough.
Always
yes.
good. Rob Hill's a great coach.
He's built something special
he's got something
there this
good.
year.
Yeah, he's got a good group of guys up there. So
folks.
Should be fun.
Well, for our men, the next time they're going to be here at home won't be till like October 4th and 5th. So they've got a while.
Lamar and NJC.
Yep. That's right, which, they're always tough to play.
We got a bunch of games before that.
So they're going to take a break, but then they'll be on the road. Hopefully we'll have a live stream. It's kind of hit and miss with Central and Northwest, but I mean, we definitely enjoyed having you here this last weekend.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was great to be home this weekend. The weather was perfect. Crowds were great. Appreciate everybody's support. And the guys definitely rose up to the occasion, and it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Coach, for coming in.
Appreciate it.
And fans, of course, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.